Hi, welcome to the Stuck in It Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 39.
Woo!
Yes. And it is July 31st, so almost the first day of August. And I have been watching a ton of Olympics.
Me too.
Yeah.
As much as I can. Although I've had people ruin it for me because I've been not paying attention all day at work.
Yeah.
I've been trying to avoid it altogether. Last night, my husband, I'm sitting down getting ready to watch it, and he gives away part of the ending. And I'm like, but that just ruins it
Entirely.
Like it might as well not even watch it now.
Yeah.
And then hopefully by the time you've seen this, you know who won a women's event from Monday, I would hope. So Missy the Missile wins her gold. And she's on the blocks. I haven't watched the race yet. Nobody's given it away. But my aunt is kind of staying with us while my grandma's in town. And she came in about 5 minutes before that, and we were kind of chit-chatting. And she's not even paying attention to the screen. And I'm like anticipating this race. She's on the blocks.
Yeah, they've done the human interest story.
Yes, they've done the human interest story. She's on the blocks, getting ready to go. They're gonna do the whistle or buzzer or whatever it is. And my aunt goes, "Oh, is Missy racing again? Is she gonna win another gold?" Oh, the heck! I am watching this on TiVo. Yes, you saw it probably 40 minutes ago at the hospital on that teeny tiny icky TV that they give you in the hospital waiting rooms. And then she drove over here and sat down and chatted with me for a while and whatever. And then, yeah, Missy's on the blocks, and I already know she won the race. It's not even a really long race either.
I saw that You Don't Call Me Les posted out on Plurk, like, if you ruin anything without a spoiler alert, you're on mute. And I was like, that reminds me of when the Harry Potter, I think it was the first...
Oh, the Deathly Hallows?
Yeah, came out, and people were sending emails with the subject line, and again, sorry, spoiler alert, but that Snape kills Dumbledore. So, like, you didn't even have to read the email. It was in the head, the subject line, and folks were in a hizzy about that. Yeah. Well, you wanted to read the book, right? I mean, you didn't want to know the end. And then there was, you had to suspend suspend belief, like just go, oh, somebody's messing with me, right? When you read it, right?
Yeah.
So but I've decided that the Summer Olympics are my Olympics, because growing up I played basketball, I currently play soccer, I'm a runner, I swam growing up, and then as an adult I learned how to row. So I've got a lot of sports that I'm interested in that are in the...
Is there a rowing team that you're participating in?
I not currently, but I learned to row as an adult at the Rochester Rowing Club.
Okay.
So, RRC. But
yeah, that sounds like good exercise.
It is, and I now know how to use like the rowing machine, the indoor rowing machines, and it's not all arms, believe it or not. It's a lot of legs.
Oh yeah, no, I was taught to use the rowing machine by a physical trainer person, but at the same time I'm like, oh, actually pushing water would be really cool, like.
My problem is I know how to, I have very good aerobic, I'm aerobically fit, and I have a little bit of strength, but you put me in a boat and I rock the boat. Like, I'm not balanced while I'm exerting that effort. Like, I'm like wild and crazy, like I put the boat off kilter.
That's funny. So you're just like
yeah.
And they're like, okay, babe, settle down.
It's great that you're pushing so hard, but could you simmer down now? So yeah. They didn't, I think they put me towards, can't remember, I think they put me towards the back of the boat, to try to, that was where you put the kind of wild rowers at. But I haven't been in a rowboat with sweep rowing in quite a while. I haven't sculled in quite a while either.
I was just thinking that, yeah, if my husband has to find a new aerobic endeavor. I want to get him on like crew, or because he's cheap. So I figure crew club might be cheaper than joining a facility in town that has a pool.
They row on Silver Lake, so it's kind of gross.
Yeah,
I fell in one time when we were in a 2-man boat, and my teammate caught a crab with her. That's what they call it when you catch a weird thing with your oar, and we tipped over because she put us off kilter, and I was like in goose poop up to my knees. Yeah, people got staph infections when they fell into. Oh. Yeah, it was really gross. You don't want to fall into Silver Lake.
Has it gotten any better since I scared off the birds?
I don't know. Did they scare off the birds? I hadn't heard.
Well, they did a lot of that netting and stuff. It's pretty good.
Okay. Anyway, we have completely diverged into finding Amy's husband a new hobby.
Yeah. A new aerobic activity hobby.
Yep. I was going to mention that Wee Sparrow contacted me, and she said that we have had a few people contact her about getting more bags, and so she still got the bags up on the hoe bags up on her Acme site, because the way that she had to print it with her screen printer, she can do small batches. So if you're still interested, you can go out and buy one. And then my Revengers t-shirt that I was wearing last week, she's got that up on her Acme site too, if you're interested. I think it's a super cool shirt.
Okay. Did you see how much
I did not. I didn't go out and look. We can talk about it next week if I go out and look, or I can go out and look now, but that would entail me setting down my knitting, and that's not allowed at this venture.
No. Gotta keep going.
Must keep knitting.
That's a lot of knitting.
'Tis. What else? Oh, I was going to mention, and I didn't clear this with you before we started, but we had talked about it. The zombie classifieds.
Oh yes.
We're gonna start a new thread, and it's gonna be it's not going to be yarn or raw materials like fiber centric. It's going to be like work in progress, project centric, like work in progress, finished hand spun, finished objects. And it kind of came about because I have some swap items that I'm now, the green sparkly triangle that was crocheted that I told you about last week, that I'm willing to part with. And I know that my swap member isn't adverse to that, because she gave me the ones that she got in a swap, right?
Right.
The socks, which somebody found the pattern. It's a cookie pattern. It's very cute.
Yes. That's something Mime or something.
Yep. So we're going to start a new thread. It's called Zombie Classifieds, and there's going to be things like desperately seeking somebody to knit me a sock in exchange for, a
hand
scarf.
Spun.
Yeah, or hand spun.
Yeah.
Free to good home. So that scarf will probably be free to good home. What else was I thinking? Like if you had a desperately seeking somebody to complete me, like a work in progress that you wanted to throw on some scrap yarn and say, this is a beautiful project, it's not for me, somebody else can complete it. And so first come, first serve. We aren't, officiating in any way. It's just it's for a non-retail centric pimp yourself type thread, right? Like, I finished this, it's sitting here, I haven't found a recipient for it because it's not my mom's taste, or it's not, somebody I know's taste. Go out and see if you can get a swap. I know that I would be willing to part with most any of my shawls, barring this one, for some hand spun, because I don't spin, but I like hand spun. I think it's really pretty. Something, fractally spun, or maybe some of that uber smushy chain Navajo plied stuff. But I think it'll be fun. You can go out and be active on it. You can completely ignore it. But zombie classifieds.
Yep.
Again, not a de-stash thread. Not a I want this type of yarn, or not an in search of an ISO or a de-stash thread. But I thought that would be fun. Something fun to do. We haven't really done a swap as a podcast. But this would be kind of a make your own swap, right? Mm-hmm. You manage what you want, and what kind of projects you're interested in knitting / you're interested in receiving. It's a working thing. We might come about and have a really cool thing, or it just might be me out there trying to get rid of my free to a good home stuff. Other than that, we've got some drawings.
Yeah.
to do
Dis or dat.
Dis or dat. I got massacred, landslide. I think there's 200 and let me pull it up here. And it's locked, of course, because it can check my work email. And everything is laid out funny when I'm not like this, so I'll just put it like this. And we had 258 voices, mine being the first, so 257 voices. And Lefty won with 206 votes. But the crosshatch infinity scarf by the amazing Amanda Bell is 64. So we'll see what the random number generator does, right?
Yeah.
So we said we have another pattern for every one over 100. So we went over 100, that's an extra 1, 2 for you counting at home. We went over 200, which is 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do 3. And this is a contact, which one of us? 2 through 258.
You have
40. 48.
So
right.
I need to change that.
Great testing checker. So, you want to hit generate?
Oh. Ta-da! 59.
59 is... We don't do a ton of giveaways, so I don't feel bad if this isn't overly enthralling for folks. On page 3...
Come watch me knit my Gemini.
is Miss Lily Knits. She said, tough choice, but I voted for the Infinity Scarf. One for me, because I've never done one of these, and I am not fond of garter stitch.
There you go.
So contact me, Miss Lily Knits, and I will be gifting you the Infinity Scarf. All right, we'll hit generate again. So there we have 59.
49. It likes the 9s,
yeah.
Apparently.
And let me write down these. 59, 49. Would be helpful if I had this on the same page. Go. So
Go catch it.
yes. 49 is of course on a different page then. And 49 is Michelle R.
Okay.
I had been looking at both of these recently, but I would knit Lefty. I think I would wear it more, and it looks like a lot of fun. Plus, it is likely a quicker knit, as you'll want to keep knitting until you hit the next color blob part.
Mm-hmm. We have talked about that.
Yep.
Color blobs are a good motivator.
They are color blocks. Okay, I'm gonna hit generate on this
blobs.
one.
She said blobs?
She said blobs.
Oh, okay. I was just being like her.
34.
It likes the low numbers today.
So you voted early? You got some...
Yeah, exactly.
You got some love. 34. Writing it down in my zombie notebook. It's up here, and that is Knitful, who said, I voted for Lefty because I would rather not knit an entire scarf in the crosshatch pattern. I tried to make a smaller scarf with that pattern last year, and I hated it. Finally just ripped it out. No offense to the designer. It is lovely if someone else wants to knit it for me. Okay. So, I guess I didn't say who the other... You can either contact Just Run It or Amy, and we'll figure out who gifts you the pattern.
You'll be fine.
Or
But
Janitma. Or Janitma, yeah.
FYI, former Rochesterian.
Oh, cool.
She used to work here, or, live and work in this area.
Awesome. So that is Dis or Dat, and next week we'll probably have another 2, and then there'll be two weeks, and hopefully it'll be a semi-regularly occurring segment. I thought it was fun.
Well, yeah, me too. I've actually been trying to scope out the top 20 now. More than I used to. Trying to find candidates for the next Dis or Dat.
I picked the ones on this one, so you have to surprise me with.
There we go.
With them next time.
Homework.
Yes.
Oh well.
You have to do your homework. I'm too busy knitting. Don't you know?
Yes.
Okay.
I do know. So finished objects, are we ready for that?
Yep, I've got 0.
Okay, so I thought since Megan was working so hard on this lace weight shawl and the teeny tiny stitches, I would make a super bulky sweater. So this was something that was on the year of sweaters from Karen Round the Twist. I made a list long ago, and I recently checked up on it, and this was actually on the list. So I got to move it from in progress to, or want to knit, to done. And I actually noticed on that list that I have knit 8 sweaters this year so far.
Cool.
One of them I'm counting because I finished it this year. But I finished one and then 7 others. So that's this. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to get it modeled by my daughter because on me it's like a crop sweater. On her it's like actually really cute because it needs heavy blocking right now for me, but if I just throw it on her, you'll be able to see the pattern. And
what did you
say
get it done?
It's the leather laced cardigan in the French Girl Knits book, and it's out in my projects page now. It's still in my whips area because I haven't gotten a picture yet, but ta-da! And I get to use this in Stash Dash. Yay! And then that's it because, yeah, that's all I got. An entire sweater. And it's my Ravellenic project, so it was only since Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
That is awesome. How many yards is that?
Oh, I don't know. 260 something lame and small.
Okay, I'm just trying to even the playing field a little bit for all of us other people. So
no, you'll see in whips that I have been working on other stuff, but yeah, whatever. What's your whip, Megan? It looks very interesting.
Yes, have you heard? Actually, I'm gonna get out my Dark and Stormy.
Oh yes, you're finished.
No, it's not finished.
Oh, that's right.
Semi-finished.
She put it down.
I did. I am no longer monogamous at this point. So I got the collar done since you last saw it and put some buttons. She had really good button instructions as far as where it was supposed to fall. And then I did this, which I haven't done in the past, but really like. I put the little, I don't know, Diane calls them Dickie-Doos or whatever they call them. But where I was thinking of putting the buttons, and then when I try it on, I can slip it through and see how it's going to fit, sort of. So, I don't know.
I've done that in the past, but just to mark where they are.
Yeah.
You know, like when you line them up and you put the things in there.
So, but if I had them, I actually centered them, because these are rows, this way, a little farther that way, so that the overlap would, there would be not a gap. And I just wanted to see what that looked like. And then I've got almost a full ball left, so I finished one, and this one's done with all the decreases. If I had to do it again, I would do less. I wouldn't cast on stitches under arm because the arms are really bulky through here.
Okay.
But I'm definitely gonna, because I have a full ball, have enough.
Just have to lift some weights and bulk up.
Yeah, I guess.
And it'll fit perfect.
So I was kind of staggering them, like I did a ball here and did a ball, finished up another ball here because I wanted it to be semi and striped in, and then now I just know that I'm going to have enough. So this will get picked up after Camp Loopy 3 is done. Yes, Camp Loopy 3. The project I haven't picked out yet and need to finish by the end of August along with this. But Jenny helped me pick out this button, very matchy, more purple grayish. It's an inch, and nothing fancy, but I don't like it when the buttons steal the show. I want the pop to steal the show.
Pop. Watch Community.
Yep, pop. Yep, that's where I came from. But that is my one non-monogamous work in progress, and my other is this ball of goodness. I don't know that you can really see anything in particular on it because it's ginormous and I'm scared of losing stitches. But I'm on chart.
You can just tell it's a lot of knitting.
Yeah. Well, I told my brother, because he was in town, that this was going to be 6 foot in diameter, and he's like, but it's so small. And I'm like, but you stretch out the wool quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on chart 3 right now. Sorry, let me channel my inner Steve here. This is the Even Star Shawl by Susan Pandorf. I am knitting it on Wollmeise lace yarn in the ballerina colorway on US size 3 needles.
See, but you only get to say that one more time.
That's why I had to do it now. He said it so many times I haven't memorized, except I had to
substitute the
yarn. Wollmeise. But I figured I would do, and I forgot to grab my beads. You'll see them. Don't worry, you'll see them. The purple, in the off chance that someday my daughter is into it.
Okay.
She likes purple.
Okay.
That, and I wanted as dark a color as I could get. And this one also qualifies me for, this is event shawl sailing event 1 skein,
Mm-hmm.
1 skein, and event stash.
Oh.
So it was
Nice.
over a year old, so I can use it for that, and then I'm also using it for the stash dash. So I am not keeping up with Miss Stacy Knits. She is a knitting machine. I'm thankful that she's out ahead of me. I'm not overly discouraged by it, because now I know if she's a day ahead of me, roughly right now, although now that I'm at work during the day and not knitting like I was on the weekend, I think she's going to fall farther ahead. But in general, she's about a day ahead of me, so I'll know if I'm out of range or in range of finishing. I'm really scared about chart 4. So as I was saying, I'm on chart 3, round 38, and there's 41 rounds of 560, I think more than 560 stitches
She
at
said
this
it
point.
jumps to 700 at some point.
Yep. And so I'm thinking at my current rate, which was like 24 yesterday, okay. 26, I will get this chart done in the next couple of days, and then I'll start beading. And somebody else on the forums posted that each little chart motif, which you have to do 50 of them around the outside where you're putting the
45 minutes,
took like 45 minutes, so that's 50 hours, and I don't think I'm getting more than 5 hours a day in. So
and that's
I have
a lot
to,
of hours of knitting.
so I have to have it to that point by Friday, if it takes me 45 minutes. And I'm not a good beader. I've never beaded before, which I have to get that hook from you.
Yeah, we're going to try a hook out, but it might not work.
Yes.
I looked at the millimeters, and it's a lot bigger than what you gave me as a appropriate size. So it's really tiny.
Yeah.
It's still not tiny enough.
But I haven't altered. I mean, I didn't cast on right at 3 o'clock because I was at Chuck E. Cheese with my brother and kids, and still playing soccer and still, getting exercise. The only thing that I'm doing really is I'm staying up till about 2 o'clock in the morning knitting. So I'm getting an extra 2 to 3 hours of knitting in a day.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going. Really love the pattern. Really clear directions. Anything that's just even a little different has a paragraph. She uses highlighting really well, like to denote that something is different. Up until chart 3, there was no pearls, which made it go pretty fast. Chart 3 has a lot of like where you're setting things, you're twisting stitches and stuff, so It makes it a little more complicated. But in general, I can sit here and knit and watch TV and watch the Olympics and not have a huge, because you're doing the same thing like 28 times around the outside. So by the time you do it 3 times, it's like cemented. Like I can go with it. If I look up and get distracted, I might have to look back down, like as I'm doing here, and like counting where I am in it. But I don't know. It's a good knit. I am pulling from the outside of the ball, because when we knit our Lars, I pulled from the center, and I noticed that the yarn closer to the center of the ball got really stretched out. Like it was really thin at the beginning because it collapses down so tight on that center. So if you pull from the center of the center pole ball, it gets, so I'm pulling from the outside.
That, and it becomes like a giant mess if you're going to use almost all of it.
Yeah.
Because the center leaves and then the outside collapses. So. But
I like a center pole ball for its convenience. Like this one, you'll see me pulling. But it's nice because with a center pole ball, you don't get a concept of how much you've really used. And I can see visually that this is much smaller. I mean, it was almost as big as my head before, and now it's, smaller.
It's smaller.
It's smaller. I'm keeping myself from doing like daily weigh-ins. So I want every couple of days I'm going to weigh it and see how many yards down I am. Because I don't have a really great concept of like, okay, when I'm through blah 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 many motifs on the outside, that means I'm 70% done. I don't know that that's been charted. Although Mandy Bacon Fairy put out there that she did it with a stopwatch, and it took her 180 hours, and that scares me because I don't have 10 hours a day to do it.
Why? A stopwatch? Why?
Because she wanted 180. Yeah, so I don't have 10 hours a day to knit this, so I'm just like going as hard as I can at the beginning because I'm scared that I'm going to get to the end and
it will out like Michael Phelps.
Oh, I'm not going to poop out. I'm just saying it. I don't want to get to the end and be completely surprised that I didn't get there because I flew through all the first 3 charts, So, and I haven't used a lifeline as of yet. And what other notes was I going to say? And this is just between you and me. You can't tell anybody. Shh. But if I make a mistake and I was supposed to do a yarn over, or I skipped a yarn over, or I did an extra yarn over, I just pick up the strand below, or I drop the extra yarn over that I did, because in something like this where you're going to stretch it within an inch of its life, you're not going to see that the slack will get worked in, and you're not going to see it. I mean, in a sweater you can tell if you've in worsted weight or whatever, where if you picked up a stitch and then you just drop it and leave all that extra flub underneath, you notice that, even if you kind of work it into the other stitches. This not so much. So I'm pretty good at lace surgery. And I'm going to say that, and I need to knock on some wood.
Yeah.
Because I'm begging to be
met down.
Yeah, and I'm like uber conscious of like picking it up so that the 1-year-old doesn't pick it up and go, "Woo, this is fun," like. Yeah, it's getting the royal treatment in my house. Let's just put it that way. So that is the Even Star.
All right. The epic whip.
It is a going.
Cool.
And Stacy, you are a fantastico knitter.
Yeah, how gets old?
She's fast.
Cruising.
She's fast.
So this is my Gemini, and I am on the knit until it's so many inches before you divide the sleeves part. So there's that, and I'm trying to get to so many inches. So I have a little marker here, and I think I have 3/4 of an inch from that marker. So got a little ways to go, but at least now I don't have to remeasure from the beginning.
Similar colors.
Purple.
You can't wear it with it.
No.
Sorry.
No, I'm not.
Smart.
I'm adding this color next.
Ah, yes.
So it's because it's gonna be stripy. But I've used 1 and some odd balls to get this far, and I want the sleeves to be the darker color and not to be as stripy, so I'm going to find out that the bottom half of it's going to be a lot more red than I had initially thought, but I'm not, I think it'll look good. I'm not worried. So that's 1. And then I've been working on my toy toss for Diana the Knittables, and maybe, I don't know if Retro Lemon has her own little Ravellenic thing going. I should go check on her podcast. But I am doing Chelsea the Chatterbox Monster. So got some arms and 1 foot. So I need 3 feet and some hair, and that'll be ready to go. So I thought that was pretty good progress. This is also, just since Friday. So between, these, getting a little bit of the Gemini worked on, and then my socks. And the TARDIS socks, I didn't bring them. I don't know why. They must have fallen out of my bag before I left. But I was planning on bringing them. But they're not done. They're not finished. They're not close. I got past the heel, putting in the yarn for the heel, and then I've gotten like 2 more stripe repeats after that, and that's as far as I've gotten. I think I have 3 more before I'm done, and then I have to put the heel in. So those are not moving as fast because they're not necessarily a Ravellenic project. And I'm going to shove all this back in here so that I can work on my one project. And I don't know. That's as far as I got.
Yeah, I'm not very overly talky over here.
No,
sorry.
she's not commenting at all.
Now you know what I feel like every week.
Dead weight over here. Hey, now.
You comment. I'm just giving a hard time.
So, I thought that I might join Train Crazy Pants here by showing you one of my acquisitions.
Okay.
If you've been following me on Plurk, you know that I've been awaiting a package. This package was on its way from Germany. The box looked like it had been to hell and back. It was smashed. You could see the contents. It was not good.
That's not good.
So, but the way that the excellent, wonderful Amanda packed it, my thing just got away with a few little bends on it. But this is a Herbert Niebling Shaw tablecloth book. And the only thing that I am mildly disappointed by is that not every shawl that's on the back of this book is in here. And that could be just a misunderstanding. I'll get my German friends to be like, okay, where's this pattern? But I swear, I looked over it and over it and over it. I will show you the one that I want to do. And this is, Crazy Pants. Sorry, it's not marked. Here's the Crazy Pants. Ooh, pretty. I could not find these charts anywhere. So I could not find these charts anywhere. I found these. This one up here was my second favorite. And I found those charts. But I could not find this really cool one here. And if you look at the back of this little, this is the reprint. Here's that one that I wanted to do. Right there in the corner. Why can't I find the charts? So, I'm a little maddened, but maybe my German friends will, pat me on the back and say, no, it's right here. I don't know. But I looked, and I think what I understood, that half of this book is the things that you can make, and the other half is, please purchase our second book. Because I'm looking at it, and it has like a book number instead of a figure number. And I'm like, oh. So I have to buy book number, blah, 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 to get this pattern. Otherwise, for these other ones, I can refer to figure 10. So, and again, I'm just paraphrasing because I don't speak German. Here is the Crazy Pants charts upon charts upon charts. I thought I would unfold for you. Crazy Pants, la la la, la 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 la.
That, yeah.
And this book, this reprint packet thing, comes with 3 giant chart things for all these tablecloths and doilies. There's some that are doily size. Like, this is my favorite of the, it doesn't cover the table, it just puts a nice centerpiece on it. Right there. And I am obsessed. I mean, I love these. These are so beautiful. So this is kind of like my lifelong type. I want to do it. I really do. I was just bummed that the one that I was like, this is it. This is the one. Now let's find the chart. And I could not find the chart. So I'm hoping that somebody will say, it's right here, Amy. Instead of...
Couldn't you be able to tell by
doesn't
looking
have
at
it.
it, though? I mean, that it's that one?
Right, if I could find it, though. I mean, if you would like to review all the charts
I don't have time
individually,
for that.
if you would like to look at this chart and say, which one does that look like? No, the second choice that I had pointed at, it says figure 10, and these are all labeled. And so it's like, oh, figure 10. Well, then I look back to the picture that I want, and it doesn't have a figure 10, associated with it. It has a Ubrin 7814, which makes me think, oh, I have to buy another book to get that one because it's asking you to buy a book. Say Ubrin. I don't know. Uber. Something. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I am being frustrated. Okay, so I'll show Megan real quick. Figure 10. Over here. Blah, 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 blah. So this looks like it's in a different pattern book. This says refer to your charts. And I'm guessing, right? I don't know that it says refer to your charts. It just actually has FIG period 10A. And I'm like, oh, that I can understand. So I go over here and I look for FIG.10A and I found it. And it looked like the shawl.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, good. Well, then I look at this picture caption and it doesn't have that on it anywhere. It says, it says NR period, so probably number 7108/VII. Yes, she's
I'm doing
doing
my best Amy impression.
Yes. So this is one, and this was accompanied with some Wollmeise.
Yes. So I asked for sweaters quantities, 100 grams or 200 grams of fingering in pure in a bunch of colorways, and I got a bunch, but these are the ones that are
Her
you got
favorite
some too, right?
Yes, I did. So
the bag. Show the bag. That's
oh,
beautiful.
this is awesome.
That didn't get damaged in the.
It was all folded up. It is the bag of happiness.
Happiness.
So I'll show you the really bright colors.
They smell good.
And then the big lace ones. So okay, I'm keeping these. So these are the bright ones.
Woo! Those are Diane colors.
Yeah. This is Nobody's Perfect, and I think this is the Sunny colorway or Soleil colorway. So there's those. Yay, so pretty. And then these are my lace. So I have a purpley gray, but
is that another
very
weird different?
Oh no, this one. Oh, it is a Nobody's Perfect. This is my Madame Soleil.
Ooh, that is very pretty. I like that colorway.
So that's the Madame Soleil. Some of them out online look more gray than this, but I still love it. It's awesome pants. And this one was on the discount shelf because it only has 295 grams instead of your standard 300.
Yes.
And then this was the bonus one because it came with 333 grams.
Oh.
And
That looks like pesto.
Well, actually, it's
it's that Versace Nutchin.
yeah, it's a really long word, but it's not the color greens that I asked for. But she said that it was so similar and beautiful. She picked it up for me, and I'm glad she did. Yep, it's very beautiful.
So that's what mine started out as.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the Wollmeise episode.
Yeah, and this is huge. This is. I mean, I would love to make.
My ball winder is starting the union, and it's not going to do any more of the lace. Yeah, unless I get.
And then I have more, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it all.
Yeah.
And spread the wealth locally to friends. This was a Nobody's Perfect one of a kind.
I got a bunch too here.
This is a one of a kind, and I think it's amazing. So this will probably end up staying with me. Oh, there's some more. Ooh. And then this one.
And let's just clarify, we paid for all this. It's not like Amanda's completely generous, and
oh no,
it was wonderful of her to go do our shopping for us. Yes,
absolutely.
But we've got great followers, but not that generous.
No,
this is a lot of PR.
And you know, I was reminding myself this morning, another like little tidbit into my life is that I drive a car that's 10 years old, and the taillight just got cracked, and I put some tape on it so that I can have this and a cleaning lady, because I don't clean.
Mm.
Or I choose to spend my Saturdays doing other things. But
knitting.
Yeah, knitting. But yeah, I drive a 10-year-old car, and it's not a piece of crap or anything. It runs wonderfully. It's 10 years old. It doesn't have all the new gadgets and technology in it, and I don't know. It's fine. As much as I drive it, it is fine.
Yeah.
And I can buy things.
We have 2 cars in our garage that hardly ever get.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you work so close.
Yep.
By. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
These were the only 2 that I got that weren't from the discounted or different shop. So Amanda went in and scored all the cheap stuff for me.
Full price for me, Amanda. No.
Well, you were particular. They had to match, right?
Yep.
And I wasn't. So. And you were all like, no more lace garden. So
yes, I've got quite a bit of it.
So after all that Wollmeise and whatever, I feel like I kind of did Moonshine Fiber Company a disservice, because we talked about all this Wollmeise, but now I'm going to talk about it. I love this. This is the unicorn. Oh, I'll get it out and then you'll know for sure. Robot Unicorn Attack.
Pretty.
I love it. It's got grays, and then it's got a really hyper bright neon rainbow type thing going with the pink, orange, yellow, green, and a shock of blue purple right at the end. So much fun. And I think Diana, the Knittables, had already spun it up, and she got this really interesting barbel pulling, and it's beautiful. So I really love my stuff from Christy. And so this is my robot girl on Plurk, and it's Moonshine Fiber Company. This is a BFL.
And it's 100%?
Yeah. It says, care instructions are spin with love. Oh, and everything has to be handwritten, because that... Can't imagine writing as many tags as she puts out, so that's really special touch there. And then that's going back in its lovely home to be spun at a later date. If you want to know how my spinning's going, I switched over to some Hiawassee Dye Creek. Hiawassee Creek Dye Works. Whatever. It's green and I love it, but it's going a lot faster because I intentionally am spinning it thicker. But at the same time, I don't know what it is with my spinning. Maybe I'm getting a case of Dianitis. I want it to just be over. You know, I'm just like, give me the yarn already. You know, I just want it to go and be done. And I love the process of spinning, don't get me wrong. I've just acquired too much fiber, I think. Like, I want to spin all the things. And so, like, if I'm currently on one, I'm dreaming about the next one, right? I'm not enjoying the one.
And you can't cast on a bazillion things like you can in knitting.
I only have one wheel. I have 5 bobbins. I will share that. So I do have the one that I was working on from Cloud Lover that was spinning super, you know, frog's breath. It was thin. I set that one aside. so that I could do a quick one. And I wanted to get 2 done during the Ravellenic, but I don't think I'm going to get through 2. I might get this one green one off the bobbin, spun, plied, everything, but I'm not sure I'm going to get to the second one. I wanted to do, the moonshine fibers. I have one that I got at SSK, and I wanted to put that on the wheel after I got the Hiawassee Creek dye works off. But I will share that when it is a finished object. Until then, it stays on the wheel.
You could put it up for grabs on the zombie marketplace. That's the thing.
I will accept handspun as payment. Not offering it up for trade. Not yet, anyway. I might get there where I have so much that I just have to let it go. But at this point, I'm not letting it go.
You know, Steve spins for Callie.
Oh.
Co-host competition.
He has his summers off.
Yes, that's true.
So if I had my summers off, I'd probably spin for people. You know, a select few people.
Co-host, perhaps?
Perhaps. As long as you knit something beautiful, which I know you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heart this book. It's Crazy Pants. Right here.
Mel and Ski Knits of Single-Handed Knits sent us a wonderful package. Again, I don't know if she gets paid by the Hawaiian Tourist Board or if she just really loves Hawaii. But we've got 2 market bags, one for you, one for me.
How cute.
She's got a dining guide, so I'm supposed to pick out where we're going to go eat when we come visit, and then I'm supposed to propaganda my husband and be like, look, doesn't this look nice, look good, so that I can come visit her. And some coffee, she said, is yummy, and that I was an idiot for holding on to it for so long and not using it already.
She called you an idiot. That's beautiful.
Well, she's like, silly. I don't know. I think she feels comfortable enough with calling me an idiot. I called myself an idiot, but I don't know that was verbatim. We got some Hula Girl sticky notes.
Yay! They're so happy.
Aloha stick notes.
You know what? Lois, can you find something that looks like that?
Yeah.
In fabric. I want it. It's so happy.
And then a Hawaiian chicken.
Oh, our chickens!
Stitch marker.
These are from episode 1, right? Awesome.
She said that she wanted to send them. And then some beautiful, she said some local artists make these fish. And they look like our colors. So they are green.
I love my chicken.
Green and
black. He's so cute.
He is.
Yeah, I like the fish. He is cool.
This is like a really nice, I don't know that it would survive my cats, but maybe it would be a really neat like ornament on the tree.
Yes.
Like it would have a story behind it. I like all my Christmas ornaments to have stories. I got that one in New Zealand.
Yeah, I like mine too, but then like Matt went crazy one time buying a bunch of crappy ones, and I don't like them, but I can't get rid of them. Sigh, but
yes. So I'm assuming that this is local. It was dyed on Kauai. Yeah, so it is local. It is
again the Kauai Tourist Board.
Hanalei hand dyed. Oh, and it's so smushy, and I love these colors.
Did you pick your favorite?
I did. It's 105 yards, 50 grams. Color is Tunnels Reef, and I'm guessing it's a 7 to 9 US, so it must be a worsted. Superwash Merino.
This one doesn't have a tag. Oh, you have it.
It fell off. But Mel, you spoiled us rotten. Thank you so very much.
Oh, so pretty.
They are. Love, love. We might have to pool our yarn so that we can
make something
big. Yes, big. Although this is about hat, right? 100.
I don't know
how many yards of
worsted. This is
105.
only 100.
Can you do a hat? 105. It's been a while since I've made a hat.
Me too. I could do a kid's hat, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Mel.
Yay.
That was very nice, and you
my
waited patiently for me to get to. We didn't get to it last week, so yeah, I got to get back to knitting. So
Yeah, get back to it.
Do you want to sign off?
Yeah, ready.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta. See you next week.